This is the Halting Winter Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. Halting Winter helps empower small business owners to break free from the daily grind and achieve exponential growth in your revenue and your profits. We want to see the small business owners all move from where they're at now, in the weeds, in the grind, in the daily stress and the overwhelm, to get out of that so that you can actually grow your business. And once you grow it, you can actually scale it. Just because you're a small business doesn't mean you need to be making small profits. You can live and enjoy a great life with great revenue, great profits, with a great business, even though it is small. So think bigger, think better, think about your business as an airplane soaring high in the sky instead of stuck on the ground. Today in the podcast, we're continuing our series, Common Small Business Problems. We've been through 7 already. You can go back and listen to those. Today, number 8, financial planning. I would just say cash flow. In fact, we're pulling these from Lindsay Cox, who wrote an article 2 years ago, rewrote it this last in 2021 or 2022, and so I'm taking it this year, 2023, and I'm kind of looking at the same 9 problems and saying, where are we at? Are these still problems? And guess what? They are. She writes this in her article. She says, small businesses reported that a lack of capital or cash flow was their number 1 challenge. Wow. Does that resonate with you, that cash flow, when you think about it, you're just like, man, cash flow is my number 1 problem? I think the reality is it probably isn't your number 1 problem, but it is the number 1 most felt problem. Because the reality is you look at your wallet and go, I need more cash. Either A, you need more cash because you're not paying yourself enough, and so you will feel that. When you struggle not bringing home cash from your business to your home, when all of a sudden it's impacting your well-being and your personal living, you feel that in your business. And that may be the reality. Your cash is going to keeping the business afloat, and so you're feeling that at home. It's impacting your ability to take vacations. It's impacting your ability to have quality time with your family and your friends. It's impacting your ability to live the life you want. Maybe you have things that you want to fix around the house. Maybe it's so weighing upon you that you're struggling to even paying your bills, keeping up. I know business owners in that everything is going into the business, and they are hurting financially, personally. Maybe the reality is this. Maybe it's not there for you. Maybe it's not impacting you personally. You're doing okay, but it's impacting the growth of the business. You're surviving, but you have no cash to pour into the growth of the business. You're like, man, I'd love to do this. I would love to try this, but I can't afford it. We don't have the cash to pour into it. So cash flow is probably the number 1 most felt reality. I don't know if it's your number 1 problem. I think we would need to assess. And in fact, you can go down below and take our free assessment. It's called the My Business Report. It's put together by Donald Miller and his team at Business Made Simple, of which I'm a certified coach, and I use a ton of their resources because it's just awesome frameworks, awesome resources to use to help small businesses grow. So you can take that, go click on the link below, and it's a 10-minute online assessment that will tell you exactly what areas of your business are strong and what areas are weak. They'll probably need a tune-up, probably need some help. So let's talk, though, about cash flow. Since this is the number 8 common small business problems, I'll just say this, 2 things. Or 3 things, actually. When it comes to cash flow, there are 3 things. Number 1 is protect your cash. You have to protect the cash that you have. What do I mean by protect? In Business Made Simple, in fact, we have a course on cash flow, and we recommend that every business has 5 checking accounts. Why 5? There's something magic about it. It's not magic. It's smart. It's smart to have, number 1, an operating expense account, that's where all the cash is coming in and all the cash goes out of that account. But it goes out from that account into 4 other accounts, unless, bills can be paid out of the operating. All the operating expenses can be paid out of that. But if it's not an operating expense, then you're going to put that into one of these other checking accounts, and that's going to give accountability. Here are the other 4. Number 1, the owner's personal account. So the owner is never drawing cash for themselves out of the operation account. That is one way to go sideways real quick. Have a separate account. Make sure that there's a money trail of you taking money out of the operational account and putting it into the personal account. Now, here's why this is important. Whenever you take money out of the operations account and put it into your personal account, you also need to put that into the tax account because you need to pay taxes on that money that you are withdrawing for yourself. Now, there are some, again, you can talk to your lawyer, and this is where, your LLC and an S Corp and different things will have different functions. But just basic, there's a lot of small business owners that are not even doing this basic cash flow system to keep yourself safe, out of jail, just being able to pay when Uncle Sam comes a knocking. So you want out of operating expenses, you want the owner's personal account, you want a tax account, you want a business profit account so that you're not just giving profit to the owner, you're also giving profit to the business. Why is that important? Because you'll be able to use that profit for things. That's kind of the fifth account, the investment holding account. You want to be able to take cash and put that into the investment account so that then when opportunities come up, you already have a place to go from. You don't have to go, well, how, what is it, robbing Peter to pay Paul? You don't have to go, well, let's cut the marketing budget this month and dump that into the sales budget. No, you have an investment account that you are putting money into as you make money. And so you can divide up, you can figure out your percentages for all those. That's where if you need help with this, I would love to sit down with you and look at your cash flow system and say, how can we set this up to better serve the vision of your company? How do we set this up to better serve the mission that you're trying to accomplish over the next year or two? And so you can actually see success there. So again, protect your cash first by having some specific checking accounts so that your money isn't just going into one account and going willy-nilly out of that with no preconceived notions and ideas. No, let's make sure that you have multiple accounts so that there's a money trail and a system and structure for how you are using and spending your money. Number one, protect your cash. Number two, make more cash. This is where three things that you should do. Number one, a product assessment. Are your products, are they priced right so that you're making the most profit possible? And most profit not meaning in a selfish way, meaning that a lot of small businesses just underprice themselves. They're afraid to ask what they're really worth. And so you might need to do a product assessment to say, are these even feasible? Do we have too many products? And do we have products that are just loss leaders on here? Now, maybe you have a loss leader because it's an entry gate into a really big profitable product for you. Okay, that makes sense. But if you just have loss leaders on there to have them because you like lots of products or you're in love with a product, but it's not even covering itself, these are things that have to be addressed. So first, you need a product assessment. Second, you need a marketing assessment. You need to ask yourself, is our marketing plan actually doing what it's called to do? And that is bring eyes, to bring in customers, to actually grab eyeballs and bring them to the product so that we can sell them. Number three is a sales assessment. You may have a great product, you may have great marketing, but you might not be closing sales. I find this is a common reality that many small business owners stink at sales. They do not know how to close sales. They get very uncomfortable when it comes to closing the sale. At the end of in a sales situation, whether that's a sales call, whether that's a sales face to face, at the end of that, when push comes to shove and the sale has to be made, remember this: everyone is a salesperson. Either you're selling your product or the customer is selling their excuse. Let me say that again. At the end of every sales call, when a decision must be made, the person trying to sell, you, the company owner, or your salesperson, the person trying to sell the product is selling the product. The customer is going to sell their excuse. If they don't say yes right away and give you the money, they're going to sell you the excuse. Everyone is selling. The question is, who wins the sales game? So, how do you make more cash? You assess your products, you assess your marketing strategy and your messaging, and you you assess your sales strategy. And so if we can help with that, again, that's where I shine. I am a product marketing and sales, assessment guru. That's where I can get under the weeds and really ask the tough questions and go, this does not look like it's working. Let's figure out how to make it working. Let's figure out how we actually grab customers' attention. Do we even know who our customer is, or are we just hoping that everyone will buy our product? Like, there's just a lot of things that I think when we look under the hood that you'll see aren't really strategies. They're hopes, they're dreams, but they're not strategies. We need strategies. And so, number 1, protect your cash. Number 2, make more cash. Number 3, invest your cash. You have to be asking yourself, not only as you assess things, and in fact, this is a benefit that comes out of assessment. Maybe you find that you're like, man, if we had more marketing dollars, we could actually really we could grab some more eyeballs, because this seems to be working. It's just we don't have enough money invested into it now to get the message out strongly enough to the audience. Maybe that's an issue. Maybe you go, you know what? Our marketing, people love our marketing. The eyeballs are on us, but we need more salespeople to actually close the sales. That's the issue, is they're coming to us, but we have one guy trying to deal with all the phone calls or all the meetings, whatever that is. And we need to triple down on that. We got to bring in some more sales, and we got to train those salespeople to do right, to close well. So hopefully in the assessment, it'll also help you figure out where do you need to invest, so that as you protect your cash, right, and have a system, and one of those systems is making sure you have an account for investment cash, so you're not just drawing out of your general budget. You're able to move and pivot, which is the beauty of being a small business, right? You're not a huge aircraft carrier like a Fortune 500 company that has to move heaven and hell to be able to, make a move. You don't have shareholders and those things to make upset or to pass your things through. You get to make decisions on the spot, man. You're a cruiser, man. Boom, let's get after it. Let's make some decisions. So that's the beauty of being a small business. You get to move and shift much quicker, much sooner. But you have to have the cash to invest when you see an opportunity to really go after it. So what will boost sales, right? As you assess those things, you're able to really jump. You can do some targeted marketing. You can invest in your employees in specific strategical ways that will be able to increase your revenue and your profit. So 3 things to do when it comes to financial planning. Number 1, protect your cash. Make sure you have a system there so you're not going to get thrown in jail, number 1. Number 2, that your money's actually working for you, not against you. Number 2, make more cash. Assess your products, assess your marketing, assess your sales, and figure out, how do we actually make this better? How do we actually not just willy-nilly this, but have a real tight strategy and really go after the things that are going to make us more revenue and profit. Number 3, invest your cash. Know where your extra cash where that profit is going. Don't just live high in the hog while your business flutters along. Make sure that you are investing enough cash back into your business with a plan, right? Not just, we're going to try some things. No, why are we going to try them? Have a strategy so that when you invest your cash, that doesn't mean ideas won't fail. It does mean, though, that failure will create learning because you really thought about how you were going to invest that cash and what you were going to use that cash for. So if it fails, you're going to have a learning opportunity to go, man, okay, what went wrong there? Because I thought we had a really good idea. That will help you in the next iteration to be able to invest better and to be able to make more. So hopefully that helps when it comes to cash flow. I know cash flow is a big stress for businesses. I feel it in my business. In certain times, in certain areas. And so I just want to encourage you, you're not alone there. And if we can help, let us help you. 2 ways: you can go below and you can take the free My Business Report assessment, 10 minutes online, look at the strengths of your company and look at the weaknesses, the areas that you can shore up. And we would love to shore that up with you. We'd love to just get on a call, go over the report with you and see if anything that we can offer might be of interest to you. Number 2, just call us. You can go to the link that's in the show notes below, schedule a call, and let's just get to know you and hear how the business is doing and hear what we might be able to offer you. We are launching in March. Actually, I take that back. We're launching in April a couple masterminds, and that's what you're going to start hearing a lot about. One of those is a mastermind for small business owners to get out of the weeds and get into the air to really help soar, to really scale their revenue. So I believe, yes, it's going to be called this. We have got a couple masterminds going on. We've got one for brand new people who want to launch a business, who they don't have a business now, they want to launch. We also have one that I'm excited about that I think if the cash flow is an issue for you, it's called Revenue Accelerator, the Revenue Accelerator Mastermind. And what we're doing here is that's the whole mastermind is about how do we generate revenue for you. The goal the mastermind is 6 months long. The goal is in those 6 months that your revenue will have increased by 25%. And that a year after you have started that mastermind, then the overall goal is that your revenue will have gone up 100%. And I don't think those are unrealistic. I believe, and that's why I would want to talk to you. I want to hear about your business and see if that would actually be a fit, because I don't want to just throw out numbers and willy-nilly hope. I think that many small businesses are so in the weeds of work that they are missing out on a ton of revenue and profit. And so if we can streamline some things, if we can get you focused on a really tight, like, let's do this with your products, let's message it this way, let's set a clear mission to accomplish, and let's sell that particular thing. If we give you some clarity, I think easy 25% in the 6 months. And my aim is that each one of you that participate in this, a mastermind would be 10. So there's only 10 slots that we could generate 100% revenue increase. So that's the goal. If that's of interest to you, again, set up a call and let's chat about it. You're going to see more things, links and sign up forms in the future, but there's only 10 spots. So the sooner you're in, that means you're in. So once those spots are taken, I only have so much time to give. So I'm going to start with one mastermind and see how it goes. So if you want to be a part of that, hit me up. Use one of the links below and let's get a conversation started. Until next time, stay after it. Remember, your small business doesn't have to have small dreams. Let's crush it. Let's get after it. Let's see an increase in our revenue and our profits. Until next time.